Welcome to this new interview within the ENSMOV project, a project dedicated to support ministries, energy agency, and all the stakeholders involved in the design and implementation of energy efficiency policies, especially under Article 7 of the Energy Efficiency Directive. I'm Dario Di Santo, and I'm here with Elena Allegrini from ENEA, Italy. And today we will focus on fiscal reliefs and deductions. That is one of the main tools used especially to promote energy efficiency in the building sectors. And in Italy, we have had a scheme working for about 15 years now. So it could be interesting to have a look together with Elena on how it is working and what have been the development of the scheme over the years. So Elena, please, can you tell us the main facts about the so-called Ecobonus?
Good morning, first of all, to all of you, and thank you, Dario, for your invitation. As it is known, buildings are responsible for more than 40% of the European energy consumption. Thus, it is extremely important to develop and to adopt specific policies in order to decrease the energy consumption together with the reduction of the consumption of the building and the increase of the energy saving. In this scenario, the so-called Ecobonus played and still playing a key role. The so-called Ecobonus is an old measure which has different percentages of tax relief depending on the type of actions and interventions. We have a minimum level of 50%, then we have 65%, up to 70, 75, 80, 85%, including 90% with the so-called bonus facciate concerning the building facades. In more details, Ecobonus concerns building envelopes and heating plants and equipment. Just to give an idea, an example, we have interventions concerning the cladding of open enclosures. We have the replacement of existing windows. It is important to focus that we talk about existing windows and replacement of them. Then we have shadowing system, for example, and as we said, heating plants and equipment. For example, heating and condensing boilers. Then we have heat pumps, hybrid systems, building automation, and solar collectors. The tax relief has a duration of 10 years. However, it is important to highlight, to underline, that we can choose for two interesting alternatives, invoice discounting or credit assignment, which are interesting alternative to the direct use of tax relief. These are the main features of the so-called Ecobonus.
Okay, what results have been achieved so far, and what have been the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on this policy measure?
This is an interesting topic. Every year, our department, the National Agency for Energy Efficiency, publishes an annual report in which we talk about the results we achieved, the targets, the goals in the previous year. For example, if we take into account the annual report 2020, we consider the targets Italy achieved in 2019. So if we want to talk about results, we can consider the last annual report 2020 concerning the data we collected in 2019. So if we talk about the period 2014-2019, 2 million interventions were totally completed. 400,000 of these interventions were completed in 2019. 1/3 of these interventions concerned the replacement of existing windows, and 1/3 of the interventions concerned the replacement of heating plants and heating equipment. Energy saving. If we consider the energy saving in 2019, the total amount was higher than 1,250 gigawatt hour in just 1 year. And if we consider the total amount of money investment in the period between 2014 to 2019, this value was higher than 20 billion euros, so a huge amount. The other question, we are now collecting the data, the results, the targets we achieved in 2020. The results will be published in the next annual report 2021, and this is to deeper understand if and how the pandemic crisis affected the policy. So the results are in progress and will be ready in a few months.
Okay, so we can't say anything yet, but for example, we can say that if we speak about deep renovation, we used to have around 30,000, 35,000 of interventions every year under the Ecobonus measures. Now, with the Next Generation EU program, the European Commission tried to push member states in putting together the need to recover from the pandemic crisis together with the decarbonization process. And in Italy, the government launched last year a new policy measures to push deep renovations in buildings, the so-called Superbonus. Can you tell us something about it, Elena?
Yes, Superbonus is an extremely new and challenging measure in which we can underline two main features. The tax relief is 110%, and the duration of the tax relief is right the half of the Ecobonus and is equal to 5 years. We have two main categories of interventions that can access the supporting scheme. And we refer to them as primary leading interventions and secondary interventions. The primary leading interventions concern the cladding of the building enclosure at least a minimum of 25%. Then we have the replacement of existing heating plants and equipment. Then we have the seismic structural interventions. The second category, the secondary works, concern a large variety of works and actions. For instance, we have the installation of photovoltaic panels. Then we have the replacement of existing windows, building automation. Then we have solar collectors or the electric rechargers for cars. Except of the seismic structural interventions, it is mandatory that the combination of primary and secondary works, I mean the interventions for energy efficiency, reach at least two classes of improvement in terms of the energy performance certificate of the building, comparing the situation before and after these specific interventions. And it is important to highlight that we must at least complete the primary works. And then we can, of course, complete the secondary works. And they have to be realized in the period of the existing of the supporting scheme.
Okay, so I think quite a strong measure, both in terms of economic stimulus and in terms of expected savings, I suppose. I think maybe it's early to say something about the results. I don't know if you can anticipate something, but what are the expectations of our government in Italy related to this Superbonus measure, which, by the way, has been included in our national plan for recovery and resilience?
We have a monitoring database in which where technicians upload the documents which are necessary to benefit the supporting scheme. And these database had been available on the 27th of October 2020. At the beginning of the monitoring database, at the end of November, we reached nearly 200 of interventions. This means that at least in 20 days, we reached 200 interventions and 14 billion euro of money investment. Then we have a second step. At the end of January, this number, the number of total interventions, reached the value of 3,000 as a total number. At the end of April, we overcame the number of 10,000. So if we can see that there is a positive trend, and this is due to the fact that the regulation made a strong effort to clarify the uncertainties. Most of these interventions, I speak about the 10,000 interventions, most of them concerned private and single households. And we expect that in the next months, next months, we expect that multiple dwellings will access in higher numbers this new supporting scheme. And this is probably due to the fact that we are in the next months, we are in summer, and of course the heating plants and equipment are not working, obviously. So we expect more positive numbers about energy savings and numbers of interventions.
So we can say that despite the complexity of a measure, that is due also to the attempt from the government to put together energy efficiency, safety, compliance with all the regulations and so on, we are seeing quite a fast development of the intervention, and this is good, and we hope that we will achieve interesting results over the next years. So thank you, Elena. Of course, the Energy Efficiency Agency, ENEA, is available to give more details about the Ecobonus and Superbonus policy measures for stakeholders interested in that. And of course, the ESMOF project will provide support on all these topics. So I invite you to visit our website on ensmov.eu and, for example, download our reports, our guidelines. You can find, for example, fact sheets on our main measures available in all the member states. And there is also a very important knowledge transfer platform that is available through our main website that can provide a lot of information on the application of Article 7 of the Energy Efficiency Directive and all the policies that member states has introduced over the years to obtain such goal. So thank you, Elena, very much for your availability, and I hope to see you all in the next ESMOV initiatives. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thank you for the invitation. Thank you again, and have a nice day. Bye.